Something that has been debated very much for some time is Social Security. In fact, an author from here in New Mexico has written a book to help make understanding what to do with it, how to maximize it for you, a lot easier. Here with his book, Social Security for Decision Makers, Charting Your Course to Retirement, is author Peter Murphy. Good morning, Peter. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay, let's talk about this Social Security. You decided to write the book there, which I love it. You call it USS Social Security. You're a former Navy guy, former Navy captain. Why write a book about Social Security? On the surface, it seems like it's such a bland topic.
Well, you might find it bland, but I actually made my book humorous. And the reason I wrote it, Matt, is because if you go onto the Social Security website and start reading, you'll be dead before you're done.
That's the thing. When you think Social Security, you're like, you go on the government's website and you're confused as can be. So you offer it in a very humorous and simple manner for people to understand this, right?
It's scenario based, and it's really the purpose is to help people make great decisions in coordinating benefits.
Why is that important?
Because most people leave a lot of money on the table, and Social Security is about 40% of the average retiree's income. So how they make those decisions is critically important.
So you're saying depending on the decisions you make, you could get, say, less money than you're worth or than that you theoretically could be getting.
You could leave over $100,000 on the table over your and your spouse's lifetime.
That the government would just end up keeping.
That's correct, or other people would use.
You're kidding me. How does that happen? How do people make these bad decisions?
Well, it's not so much to make bad decisions. Most people, when they get to age 62, begin Social Security benefits. Actually, if I say before full retirement age, most people start. Well, when they do that, then they lose options. For example, maybe collecting a spousal benefit, waiting, and then collecting their benefit at age 70 where it's maximized.
Okay, so when should we start thinking about Social Security?
Well, always in one sense, but really when you should start digging into is certainly your mid-50s.
Okay.
So you understand what your choices are and then use that in your retirement planning to make sure that you use the benefit to realize your retirement, whatever your retirement goals are.
So I imagine the book takes you through, you have scenarios for the entire process, whether you're a little bit younger thinking about it or whether you're older in getting Social Security right now, because I imagine it's never too late to go ahead and maybe change a decision or something, right?
No, there are people in their 80s and 90s that can change benefits depending on a survivor benefit, or if they continue to work, their benefits will increase. So absolutely.
I think the million-dollar question everybody asks right now when it comes to Social Security, particularly for younger folks, is it going to be there when, say, I retire or, say, someone who's in his or her early 20s retires?
Well, now, Social Security's been around since the 1930s, and it's never missed a payment. That's the important thing to get across. Right now, the trust funds are worth over $2.7 trillion, and they're still growing. Now, back in the 80s, there were some issues, early 80s, late 70s, where the trust fund was almost at zero. They made corrections, and right now it's the largest it's ever been. Now, we have 78 million baby boomers, and they're all retiring, right?
Yeah, we have more people than ever in that age group, too.
9,000 people a day turn 65, right? It's a lot. The key point is that changes will need to be made, but they're very small changes you can make and really make the system completely solvent.
So just in terms of how it works, for people who don't know, are you, like younger folks who are working, are we paying the Social Security, the money that's going in for older folks who are getting it right now, or does it go into account? What happens to it?
Well, it's a pay-as-you-go system, so you're correct there. Now, for every dollar you make, basically 12.4% goes into the Social Security system. So for me, self-employed, it's 12.4. Now you get a W-2. You probably look at your statement and go, hey, what's this FICA thing here, right?
Yeah.
That's Social Security and Medicare, and 6.2% goes towards your Social Security. But your company also puts 6.2% towards your Social Security. And believe me, you earned that.
Yeah.
So it's 12.4% of every dollar up to a ceiling. And that ceiling today is $117,000.
Okay. There's been talk of this whole idea of privatizing the system, or maybe saying, okay, let me take a look at the money I put into this and decide, do I want to put it into certain stocks or bonds? Maybe I can get a higher rate of return, but heck, maybe I'd lose it too. You think that's a good idea from all your knowledge? You're also a financial planner.
My opinion, I like the system the way it is. I don't like privatization because I like to have a base income there. Remember, Social Security is 40% of the average retiree's income. If you want to play games with that and allow people to invest in themselves, what if they don't do well?
Right.
Then there's no baseline for them. And how do we help those people to make sure that they can make ends meet in retirement? Well, that's a different tax probably, right?
Exactly. There is no guarantee if you do it that way. I guess if you want to play around with your money, we have 401ks, we have
Yeah.
stocks, we have bonds. You go do
And
that
you
on
need to
your
do
own.
that also because Social
Absolutely.
Security is only 40%.
Exactly. People can go talk with you about that, then go talk with you about Social Security,
Sure,
right?
yes.
Okay, we have all the information. He's up in Santa Fe if you want to find out more. You want to find out more about Peter's book, head to our website at krqe.com. It is called Social Security for Decision Makers. It's off the USS Retirement. Again, Peter, a former Navy captain. Thank you for your service. Thanks for coming and talking about the book. It's a great
Thank you
story.
for having me.
It's our pleasure. It's 8:30. We'll be right back.